Thank you, Minister Mtem, and thanks for the questions. Maybe let me start with the clinical training students. We're going to be starting immediately with those who are doing their final years. By clinical training, it's doctors, I think, and other health professionals who have got to do. That would include nursing, I guess. But we are guided by the deans of medicine and the Department of Health. We are not doing this on our own. We dare not do so. It was at the request of the deans, for instance, that the final year students be allowed to return because they are part of the health sector. Your final year is in a hospital or a clinic or some other health facility doing practical work. We need more hands, we need more health practitioners at this point in time. The other years that also require some part of clinical training but which are not final will be phased in as we move, hopefully, to lower levels in terms of COVID-19 management levels. I hope that is clear. Let me also clarify this thing of laptops. At the moment, if we're counting all NSFAS students, we are talking about 730,000. We have already started exploring. We might not have any single source that may be able to, even quite a number of them, to give this to us one time, which means that we will actually have to phase it in as we are able to get it, because we are even told, by the way, even a place like China doesn't as yet have that capacity, because they themselves, they are coming out of a lockdown. But our commitment is that we will do so. The issue of the missing middle is an important one because we are indeed concerned. That is why I promised at the beginning of the year that I want to investigate a possibility of a way of assisting missing middle students with affordable loans. That's what it would be. It would have to involve the banks and so on. For me, no student should be able not to acquire some form of money. If it's NSFAS, yes, it's NSFAS, but missing middle, no student should not be able to go to a facility where they can be able to be loaned money at an affordable rate which they can be able to pay once they work. I'm still committed to work at that, even on this issue of gadgets, the laptops. I want to have a discussion with the universities as well as others as to how do we also assist those missing middle students who cannot afford to have that. It's just that we are not as definite as with the NSFAS, but we are looking into that. It's a matter that is of concern to us, even if we can go begging to Good Samaritans to say, come donate a laptop here or there, so that no one must be left behind. I must say, by the way, some universities have started doing that. Those who have got some better resources, they have started not just giving NSFAS students, but even some of the missing middle students. But that depends. We appreciate that. They mustn't say then, therefore, we are putting more pressure on them. Look, you know this issue of some institutions who have started with online learning already. We share the same concerns that no student should be left behind. But what do we mean by that? Let's be clear. You know, when I said in my opening, I'm sure maybe people did not notice that much, when I said we are constrained by the very same problems we want to address. We have an unequal South African society. There are students who come from better off families. They are likely to have lots of advantages. It's not something we celebrate. But the most important thing for us is that by the time we finish the academic year, not a single student must be left behind, even if some may not start at the same time. We debated and agonized over this and said, no, let's not stop those universities who have started. Rather, let's work between now and the 1st of June such that by the beginning of June, we are able to resume academic activities for the rest of the students, irrespective of where they are, whether they have got laptops or connectivity or not. We might not be able to do it in exactly the same way, because we want to be fair also here and be honest and Vedas. We discover that in our 26 universities, 14 are going to battle. 4 of them, not that bad, but 10 are really in a bad situation. They need assistance. That's what we'll be working on. Because we inherited an unequal society. We're not celebrating it, we don't like it, but it's a fact. The fact that then you may have different institutions or students starting at different times does not depart from our commitment. No student will be left behind at the end of the day. Now, this relates to when do we finish the academic year. You know, we want to also say to our people and all our stakeholders, of course, all South Africans, no one can claim to have experience of what we are facing, on how to deal with what we are facing. We are all new. The Chinese put it nicely, and I think they might have stolen this from some African sayings. If you're crossing a river on foot, you normally look for the part of the river that has got stones, in other words, not deep. And then usually you use a stick to touch first with a stick the next stone so that you know where you put your next foot. And you continue that way. Kuyafana ke nathi into esisho sifana nabantu abawela umfula abangakaze bawele sifuna amatshe ukuthi angaphi ngenduku ukuze sazi ukuthi unyawo silibekaphi asikwenze lokhu sibambisene. No one, we can't claim as government that we have experience on this. We have never had. That is why we consult, as also Minister Motsecha was saying, and Minister Mthembu, so that we are able to actually work together. So that is important to understand. We're committing to say no one will be left behind. So we might not finish the academic year for everybody by November or early December. We might finish in February for some and in March, if that is going to ensure that no one gets left behind. We are hoping it won't be later than April, the latest, if we happen to finish next year. But who knows? Who knows? We can plan and do everything. It's how the virus behaves. Those are our plans now. And as we have committed, we'll be communicating all the time and we will be consulting. So that, and we even have a structure that is led by our Deputy Minister. So then this would apply to rural students. We are committing now, and we've committed with all the institutions. We can't just use online. Even online, by the way, Minister Motsecha was saying this thing as well. There's no full-blown online education that is there in South Africa. There isn't. It's a means of just supporting. You know, there isn't a full-blown thing that we can say has online effectively replaced contact teaching and learning. So it's one method. What we are committing to is that we will do all we can to reach out and to make material, to reach out to rural areas, even to students who do not have. We have experience with UNISA, for instance. We'll be engaging UNISA. UNISA, how have you been doing this with the post office and so on? The other way is to say, if we can't do that, we identify libraries and municipal offices in different districts to say students at least can go there. If they go there, they will be able to access A or B or C. So we are prepared to do that. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but we are determined because we don't want a single student to be left behind. On the issue of registration of cell phones, no, but whenever you register in a TVET college or university, you get asked your details, including your phone. All what we are saying, please make sure that your phone numbers are there, and also don't chop and change all the time, because that frustrates us. By the way, there are students now who do not get their NSFAS because we can't locate them, because they've changed their cell phone numbers. We can't be able to reach them easily. That is all what we are saying. I want to say, by the way, Mvelase, also, we now have virtually all the cell phone numbers of TVET college students. I think it's only 3 colleges that we don't have. For the 47 of them, we have all their cell phone numbers. We want the same with the universities as well, so that we are able to be in touch with our students, and also this fight we are fighting for data. Sikhumbuzane ke njalo ngani zakwethu, uma siyithola le data njengoba siyilwela kangaka nje, akuyona ama video esingawazi ukuthi awana angacacile. Nezinto ezinye nje eziningi, idata yokufunda. Kufanele sikugcizelele lokho ngoba siyazi igenge encane iyayithanda le zinto eziseceleni. Asingayisebenziseli into eziseceleni idata le. I've already dealt with clinical training students. Now, this is a difficult one. I know I'm getting lots of Facebook messages. We left ours closed at university when we left. Hey, it's difficult, Ngane Zagwethu, we must be honest. Because if we are still with this lockdown, and we are committed to saving lives, and we are saying no interprovincial travel, except under certain conditions, unfortunately, we can't allow students to go and fetch clothes or whatever else they might have left at university until we open, until we start doing so. Because once you start doing that, how do you control it? And people must just know, akahleki umongameli. Akahleki. He wants that we do things according to the rule. And as ministers, we have to toe the line. No matter how sympathetic we can be. We can't say, well, today, hambani nolanda impahla esikoleni. We don't even know how many students. Kuzozana abangena impahla bayishiya basafuna nje ukuyocheck ukuthi konje kwakunjani erest noma kuphi la ngihlala khona. We sympathize with you, but we cannot allow that. Learning materials, as we have said, we will do our best to deliver the learning material. Umshenga ngimzwanga weMvelase. Uzophindela kuyena. Nobonga angimzwanga kahle hle ukuthi uthini noma mhlawumbe bekhuluma ngalento ka2021. Ngicabanga ukuthi sengiyichazile. It's not our intention to go into 2021. But given the challenges we will have to go to 2021, hoping that it will not take the whole of 2021, a little bit of 2021 to make sure that no one is left behind. That's our commitment. No one, no student, no institution will be left behind. That's the commitment we make. Thank you very much.